Welcome to Massive Late Fee. And now your hosts, Mark and Carol.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Massive Late Fee. My name is Mark. With me as always is my tired girlfriend, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It is November 22nd, 1997, and we're almost to Thanksgiving.
There we are. We just went and did our grocery shopping
I
for
know,
Thanksgiving.
hence the tiredness. It has been a busy week for us.
Oh, my goodness.
So if it's a little low energy this week, forgive us.
Have mercy on us.
I'm sure that everyone else is a little low energy right now, too, because you're getting your Thanksgiving grocery shopping done like we did. You're getting your Christmas presents shopping started, waiting for those Black Friday deals.
Putting up the tree.
Oh, yeah, we got to put up our tree soon.
Yep.
The first Noel.
It's exciting, though, because it's our first Christmas in our new place together.
That's true. Our first Christmas in our new place together. Oh, where does the time go, Carol? Can you imagine? We've been doing this show for almost 4 full years.
That's so crazy.
It is crazy. But you know what else is crazy?
What?
Jerry Bruckheimer taking his talents to television, Carol.
Who the hell is that?
You don't know Jerry Bruckheimer?
No.
He is an action movie producer. He produced that The Rock movie. We saw it, you know.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other ones. He does action movie things like that. So this says, your mission, should you decide to accept it, is to sink into the couch, click the remote, and assess whether action movie thrills can move to the small screen in Soldier of Fortune Incorporated.
Okay.
So are you interested in Soldier of Fortune Incorporated?
Probably not. What do you think?
It's a Jerry Bruckheimer produced action television show.
Yeah, it does not sound great to me because a soldier movie sounds boring, and this is a show, which is even more boring.
It's going to be on the WB.
But maybe we'll check it out. Who knows? Maybe it'll be awesome.
You think so?
No.
I'm trying to see if I can get any details on who's in it, because that plays a role. If it's
That does make a difference.
if it's
sure.
Scott Bakula, producer Jerry Bruckheimer, who joined the late Don Simpson. What is going on?
What do you mean?
This fucking newspaper keeps blowing like there's. Oh, I think it's from the Register. The heat. It keeps going away on me. It's pissing me off.
Oh, no.
Anyway, he joined with the late Don Simpson to make crowd pleasers like Top Gun and Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, Beverly Hills Cop's awesome.
Yeah, it is. Top Gun's a decent movie, too, I think. It's a good recruiting tool for the Navy. He's taken his actions to television in a new syndicated series. Bruckheimer's TV rucksack is packed with all the high-tech gizmos, technical digital gadgetry, and Tom Clancy-style artillery that an audience might see on the big screens.
Okay.
He also recruited a great cast led by Brad Johnson. You know Brad Johnson.
I do not.
What a fucking generic name for an actor.
Right? Like, you couldn't come up with anything better when you were registering with the Screen Actors Guild?
Star of Flight of the Intruder. Never heard of it. And Rough Riders. Is that a porn? Or is that about, what's his name? Teddy Roosevelt.
Jeez.
It's the kind of tough, or a porn about Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh, my God.
It's the kind of tough but tender team. Well, there you go. Tough but tender team that made the Mission Impossible series such long running fun. I mean, I guess Jerry Bruckheimer wasn't involved in the 1960s television show Mission Impossible.
Right.
The show's idea came to Bruckheimer as a title. It occurred to me it would be a great title for an action series. Holy shit! That is maybe not the best origin story for your your television show.
Right.
I thought of the title Soldier of Fortune Incorporated, which, by the way, is not the best title in the world either.
No. Soldier of Fortune. Why is it incorporated? Like, that's fucked up. That's weird.
I
don't
assume that it's like he's selling his service. I mean, that's what a Soldier of Fortune does anyway. It's sort of redundant. But I guess he's created an LLC. He's registered with Lara or whatever your state's whatever corporation arm is. And he's created an LLC.
Okay.
Soldier of Fortune Incorporated. You know, you can't use the word trust in an LLC.
Interesting.
I think it has to do with banking and stuff like that, like trusts and everything, but you can't. I thought about forming an LLC for these tapes that we put out. But you can't have the word trust in it, I discovered.
That's weird.
You know what else you can't have? Actually, you know what you can have now? You can have new musical scenes in classic films, Carol.
Tell me all about it, Mark.
AMC, or American Movie Classics, debuts musical scenes snipped out of classic films. A vocal minority insists that MGM's much-beloved musicals, which became the subject of 3 theatrically released That's Entertainment compilations, were inferior to 20th Century Fox's musicals of the same golden period. Now there's a collection of lost scenes from the Fox films that will provide more ammunition for their fans. Hidden Hollywood, Treasures from the 20th Century Fox Film Vaults, hosted by one-time Fox contract player Joan Collins, makes its debut Tuesday on American Movie Classics Cable. What do you think?
Not my cup of tea, but
most of the numbers that ended up on the cutting room floor were cut because the movies were running too long. So essentially what this is AMC's like, hey, we found a bunch of stuff edited out of these movies. You want to see it? You want to see the stuff that they thought was not good enough to make the final film?
yeah, it doesn't sound awesome.
It seems like reaching for content to me.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Like,
Yeah.
It's
It's
kinda
lazy.
crazy.
Instead of making up something new, they're just giving us their leftover garbage.
Yeah. Well, speaking of lazy and leftover garbage.
The movie?
And no. And stuff that's the same as always. I decided, Carol, that I only had the 2 news stories, and they weren't what I would call scintillating. Mm-hmm. And I think that you need a little pick-me-up, which I'm going to provide in the way of massive love, Carol.
Yay, I love massive love. It makes me happy.
You sure you're not too tired to do this?
Yeah, I can get it up for massive love.
I can't imagine we're going to have a lot to say about the movie. Spoilers, everyone. But
I have things. I have things to say.
all right, first one, Carol. Are you feminine?
Yes.
Demure?
No.
Fit? Free to travel?
No.
Unemployed? Okay. Lazy? Not. Like togetherness?
Sure.
Yes. This tall, divorced white male, 48, wants to hear from you. This is a fucking weird one.
Yeah.
Are you feminine? And there's no question mark after that, by the way. Are you feminine, demure? Question mark.
Feminine, demure.
Yeah,
They're not the same.
No, they're not at all. And then he goes on to ask a bunch of different questions, so they should be separate questions. Are you feminine, demure, fit, fit, free to travel? Question mark. Unrelated things. And then this is grammatically, this is a nightmare. After the fit, free to travel, question mark, he starts the next sentence in parentheticals.
Okay.
Parenthetical, unemployed, okay, lazy, not, end parenthetical, then a period.
Holy shit.
You don't, if it's one complete sentence, it doesn't need to be set off by a parenthetical notation.
Wow.
And the whole thing's not parenthetical anyway, really. Like,
There's like a little vein throbbing in his forehead right now. This is what happens with grammar. Like, I really don't think that Massive Love is meant to be edited with a red pen, though.
This should be set off by hyphens in another sentence.
Holy shit.
Like togetherness, ? And then yes, ? What is that?
I don't know.
What if they... you don't know what they're going to say? It's not like press this for yes. This tall, divorced white male, 48, wants to hear from you.
But you don't.
What do you think?
I'm not demure.
Are you free to
I'm
travel?
not fit.
What do you... You're fit. What do you...
Not free to travel.
What do you think he means free to travel? Well, you're not traveling away from me.
No. I'm guessing that he wants somebody who is unattached that he can like take away for like the weekend or whatever, you know?
Is that it? Free to travel? I have a paneled van. Holy shit.
That is weird.
How about this one, Carol? 39-year-old married black female seeking 39-year-old. Has to be exactly 39 years old.
That's weird.
White female. Must be open and honest for friendship and outings. And I'll tell you what, Miss 39-year-old black female, saying must be open to friendship and outings is the whitest thing you've ever said. And I don't even know you. But that's some middle-aged white woman shit right there. Are you free for outings?
Well, and I mean, think about the other way outings could be used, though.
Oh.
You know, they're outing themselves.
You think so?
You free to come out and make out?
What is... What would that be then? Like, multiple outings? So, like, free to... We're going to go together to, like, a mall or something like that and just scream that we're lesbians. We're gay! Okay.
Maybe they'll hold hands and skip through them all. Who knows?
They'll go to funerals and just proclaim it.
Okay.
That's what I imagine outings are. Just gay people going to random events and proclaiming that they're
What
gay.
is happening right now?
Well, because it's just weird. Free for outings, and you're like, I don't know.
Outings, it makes me think of like field trips when you're a little kid.
Well, it makes me feel like running to the store for like bread or something.
That's like an errand.
Well, what's an outing?
A fun time.
Like a day trip to the cider mill?
Sure.
It should say free for friendship and softball.
Free for friendship and trips to Vermont.
I think there you go. I think it's funny that she's a 39-year-old black. She wants her opposite. She wants her mirror opposite. She's a 39-year-old black female, and she wants an exactly 39-year-old white female.
It's weird. It is weird to be so specific.
She's just a fan of Oreo cookies, I guess.
Wow.
All right, how about this one, Carol? Tall, lipstick lesbian.
Oh, okay.
You intrigued so far?
I am.
Tall, lipstick lesbian, full-figured.
Okay.
Seeks very attractive, very feminine female. Prefer tall.
So you don't usually see that kind of pairing.
Preferably tall, full-figured, welcome. All calls answered, age, race open. You're not tall. You're a very short lady.
What? Me? Yeah. But
yes, you're
I am
under
very
5
short.
feet tall.
But I mean, like, lipstick lesbians are typically paired with butch lesbians. You don't usually see them together. And she's basically asking for another lipstick lesbian.
Yeah, she wants another. She wants herself.
There's a lot
Much like you, she wants to have sex with herself.
I do not want to have sex with myself.
But girls that look like you and act like you.
I mean, I am good in bed.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, I could do worse. That's all I'm saying.
Than yourself?
Yes.
I agree. You could do worse. But unfortunately, tall lipstick lesbian, we're not going to have any fun because my girl is short.
Right?
So
sad.
Tall is a nebulous term.
True.
Like, define tall.
But I mean, no matter what your definition, I know I'm not it.
Well, that's true.
But I mean, I think to me, tall is like 5'5" for a girl, maybe 5'6".
Yeah. Well, maybe I think 5'7" kind of starts tall.
Okay.
For a girl. How about this, Carol? This one's a little long. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Nirvana.
Okay.
You are consumed with men, and you are fascinated with the event. It is literally awesome. Wow, you are so private with your dark side because you are afraid with your public.
What the fuck is happening?
But to be unfulfilled in life is a wasted life. I am like you.
No, you're not. You're scary.
Conservative style, important public, but consumed by your quivering.
What is happening?
I am married, white male.
How did that happen?
36. Seeking an adjusted woman to play.
What?
But hide. Call me now.
What? You're not adjusted, sir. You're fucked in the head. What kind of drugs was he on when he was writing this? His poor wife.
Seriously, this is a long, and I love that he's a married white male, 36.
Looking for a woman to play with and hide. What do you want? Polly Pocket? What is wrong with this guy?
I'm going to read this one more time because I think it's just so good. I don't think English is his first language.
That I would hope not.
Nirvana, period. So that's a hell of a start, I guess. Is he talking about the state, or is he the state of Nirvana, or is he talking about the band?
I think he's talking about the state of Nirvana, like that's what he's looking for or offering or something like that. Like, are you Buddhist?
You are consumed with men. I assume that he means there are a lot of men around, like he's describing something. There's a lot of men around you, like men are always after you and stuff. Consumed's not the right word, but...
Maybe he's describing a woman he saw and he wants her to answer his ad.
Ooh, you are consumed with men. You're eaten with men. Can I have a lady and a side of men? And you are fascinated with the event.
What event?
I don't know.
Must be sex. I'm just assuming.
It is never explained. It is literally awesome. Did that sentence need to exist in this?
No. I mean, obviously, money is no object here.
Wow. You are so private with your... Wow. Christopher Walken. Wow, you're so private with your dark side.
What is happening?
Because you are afraid with your public. Like she's a celebrity?
It's like somebody took the words and put them in a blender and then just spit them back out.
Exactly. But to be unfulfilled in life is a wasted life. I am like you.
No.
Conservative style. Important public. I don't know what that means. But consumed by your quivering.
That's so gross.
I am married, white male, 36, seeking an adjusted woman to play but hide. Call me now. Maybe one of the most deeply unhinged things I've ever read.
Right?
This was a fucked up one.
Yeah. I'm really concerned.
Please seek some counseling, sir.
Nobody answer that. And nobody will. I mean...
No, fuck no.
It really seems like a drug-induced thing. Like,
yeah, I don't know. It seems like a train spotting thing. Hi, everybody. It's your favorite podcasters, Mark and Carol from Retro Late Fee Podcast.
Hey, what's up?
We're just popping in here real quick to let you know about our Patreon, patreon.com/Retro Late Fee. Do you love Retro Late Fee and just wish there was always more? Because there is more over there. We've got Back into the Future, where we talk about regular stuff from nowadays.
Right.
We've got Lost in Time, where we appear anywhere in time in 1 year.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do Shakespeare someday.
One day, exactly. 1 day, 1 year, and we record our thoughts on that like it's the regular podcast. And as a special for you guys, if we get 100 Patreon subscribers, Carol, tell them what they'll get.
So some of you have asked about bringing back the mixtape. The mixtape is where we talk about music that's popular 25 years ago.
Correct.
And it was actually one of my favorite segments to make. So I would love it if you guys would subscribe so we can make it again.
Yeah, if we get 100 Patreon subscribers, we will bring back the mixtape. So go to patreon.com/retrolatefee. Help support us and this beautiful creation that we put out for you every week.
So we can keep making more and more episodes. Soon it'll be every day.
All right, now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Later. I don't know.
But speaking of something that the person who wrote it was probably on drugs, we watched The Rainmaker.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to say they were probably on drugs because it would have been a lot more interesting if they were.
If a coma were a movie, it would be this movie.
I mean, this is a movie that contains infidelity and murder and like intrigue of sorts, but there's no feeling to it. I almost fell asleep.
This was directed by Francis Ford Coppola, who directed the fucking Godfather.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's nobody involved in this that is like bad, but they did something bad when they got together.
Yeah. Yeah, there are some shots in this that are Coppola style that are great. Like when they first, so if you haven't heard of it, The Rainmaker, it's a John Grisham book that they turned into a movie, and it's a lawyer on his own, and you know what this reminded me of, or what this made me think of?
What?
It's like someone played John Grisham Mad Libs, and this movie came out, where it was like, okay, so you've got a young lawyer, he has a how about a older partner who doesn't have his law license. They're on their own against a insurance company, and it's like, it's that's what it is. It's like they just filled in blanks, and made a really boring film.
Yeah, I mean, and it's long too. It doesn't just feel long; it is long. It's more than 2 hours. Yeah, but I mean, it's more than 2 hours, and that's time we're never getting back. No. And now we have to spend time talking about it too. Like, oh my goodness.
See what we do for you guys. But like I was saying early, so the basic setup for this movie, and you don't need to go see this movie.
Do not go see it.
And you don't have to worry about spoilers or anything like that. Just, you can listen to this and pretend you saw it. And if anyone ever asks you, if any boring fucking white person ever walks up to you at a party, well, I mean, she made a face when I said white person, but it's like, it's a John Grisham movie. It's not like a lot of black people are going to be like, ooh, the next John Grisham film. They care about more cool things than that. What? Why are you fluttering your eyes at me?
Just stop talking.
Anyway, it wouldn't be so bad if you hadn't made all your faces. What was I saying?
I don't know.
You threw me. Oh yeah, if some boring person
there you go.
walks up to you at a party and asks you about this movie, you can pretend like you saw it based on what we tell you.
There you go.
The basic plot of this is that what's his name? He was in Mystic Pizza.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon is in this movie, and he's just gotten out of law school. He hasn't quite passed the bar yet when the movie starts.
Right.
The movie's so long that actually he was starting law school when the movie was starting. And he passes the bar about a third of the way through the movie. But he goes to work for some dude named Bruiser, who has a very interesting law firm where he's like, you find clients essentially going to the going to the hospital to find, like, ambulance chasing.
Yeah.
You go and find clients, you get a third of whatever they take. That's yours. And that's it. And you're kind of on your own. Like, it's like you're freelancing, but you've got him behind you. And I think he needed him because he hadn't passed the bar yet. And, and he didn't have his law license yet.
Right.
So he needed to have an actual lawyer back him up.
Right. That makes sense to, like, sign off on his things.
But the weird thing is, he never takes on any clients when he goes to the hospital. Like, he finds Claire Danes there.
Yeah, but she's not a client.
But she's not really a client. The 3 clients that he has, or the 2 major clients that he has, the one with the will, the old woman whose will he's writing.
Who it turns out has no money.
Right. And the family whose son has leukemia, which is the main story of the movie. He found them both before the movie started.
Yeah.
We don't even get to see him find or discover these clients. We're just told that he met them at some kind of, it was like a law seminar or something like that at Memphis State University where he went to school. It was like, it sounded like a thing where people that maybe didn't have a lot of money, or people who were unfamiliar with, lawyers, didn't have a lawyer, would come to talk to students and kind of form relationships with them. That's what it made it sound like.
I mean, thank you for filling that in with your speculation, but, like, it doesn't tell us, and, like, it's kind of confusing in that. But.
Yeah, and it does, and like I said, it's a major plot point. Mm-hmm. Him finding, especially the older woman, is not that big of a deal. Like, discovering, she's a bigger deal in the plot, but discovering her as a client's not that big of a deal. But discovering the major case against the insurance company, that's a big deal.
But wait a minute. He didn't discover the major case, did he? He did. You're right, he did.
Yeah, he said he did, but then his bruiser, the lawyer, hooks him up with Danny DeVito because he's like, he used to work for the insurance company, so I have him review all the insurance cases.
Okay.
That's how they got hooked up.
Okay. But I mean, like, when Bruiser got arrested or whatever, and then they went into court to try this case, it was a big problem that Bruiser wasn't there, and then they had to, like, swear him in and all that. Like,
yeah, well, what happened was, so Bruiser got arrested by the FBI, and prior to that, they're at lunch and everything. Bruiser's like, hey, you guys have been doing great lately. Apparently, Matt Damon has been getting clients. We just don't see any of this at all. And he's like, I'm giving you guys a bonus $5,000 each. And they know that he's going to get arrested soon. So Danny DeVito suggests that he and Matt Damon go into business together. They get a office and they practice law together.
Right.
And he's like, get your clients.
Get your files and get them out of there.
And so those were the 2 files that he grabbed, basically.
It was very smart, though, because then the next day the FBI was there and they would have lost all their files.
So then they go into court against Jon Voight, who is such a dick in real life that it's very believable for him to play an asshole lawyer in this.
He's so ugly, too. I mean, I realize that's kind of mean and, like, kicking somebody when they're down, but he is. And he's just weird looking. Like, he doesn't even look real. Like, it looks like his face is made out of, like, Play-Doh or something, Like, I don't know.
He does kind of. He has very large lips for a man.
It's weird.
And, yeah, he's sort of odd looking. But I'm not going to get into it, but I've read some interviews from him and stuff like that. He doesn't seem like a cool guy. Anyway, so this is one of the cool shots, though. They're in there. Bruiser's been taken away by the FBI or whatever. Actually, we never see him. And we know he's not taken away by the FBI. So he must have got out while the getting was good, too.
Right.
But he's not there because obviously the FBI is looking for him. Dean Stockwell from Quantum Leap is the judge.
Yeah.
And he's coughing and everything. He's got this raspy voice because he's a big fan of the tobacco lobby, according to Danny DeVito. But the way they shoot the judge from a very low angle. It's very low and almost a Dutch angle up at the judge. And it blows him up, makes him look big, powerful, and like off kilter, not quite normal.
Right.
It's a really sharp angle that they're shooting it at. And then when they shoot the rest of the courtroom scene, it's shot normal. And the contrast between those two things, going back and forth with the judge Dean Stockwell talking and them talking, it's a really cool shot. It really gives you that feeling of like this guy is one in charge, and two, we shouldn't really like or trust him that much. And so what happens is Matt Damon's like, well, I don't know where he is, but this is my case. I can try it. I'm prepared to try it. And Dean Stockwell's like, you don't even have a license. He's like, leave. Yeah. Go get a license, then you can come back. And Jon Voight, who smells blood in the water, is like, nah, this young man, we can swear him in.
Right.
I'll stand for him. Everything's okay. And then he just swears. So Dean Stockwell just swears him in, and I guess that counts as him getting his law license. He's passed his bar. He's graduated. So I guess that's all it takes. I don't know enough about the law to know if that's accurate or not. I will say the one thing this movie did well is this movie, for legal accuracy, is really good. Some of the best I've seen.
But like you said yesterday, it's just as boring as a real court.
Correct. But yeah, I mean, they don't just go up to the witness and everything. They ask the judge every time if they may approach the witness, which is absolutely procedure. Yeah, all these things that happen in courtroom movies usually is because it's easier to block the scenes and it's more cinematic and just looks cooler if a lawyer's like pacing in front of the witness and stuff like that, but that doesn't happen in real trials.
Yeah.
The well, which is the area between the desks and the witness stand and the judge's the judge's chair and everything, that's called the well, and that's like a no-go zone unless you ask specifically for permission to go in there. But yeah, so anyway, they go into the back chambers, and Voight offers him, like, I think it's
$150,000.
I think it's $75,000.
Oh, maybe the first time, but at some point it's $150,000.
Yeah, $75,000 initially, and because I guess that's what the company figures the cost would be to litigate this. Yeah, for them.
So, real quick though, what they're offering this for is this family's son has leukemia.
Correct. The hot boy from Bye Bye Love, the one that all the girls who worked at McDonald's.
Right.
With the guy from St. Elsewhere.
But there's some kind of bone marrow transplant that they think would help him.
Right.
And the insurance company refuses to pay for it, saying that it would be an experimental procedure.
Which is bullshit, because that's a pretty standard procedure for specifically leukemia now.
Right. So they offer them this deal of $75,000, which they don't take.
No, and the judge is like, "Oh, you should take that," and everything. And Damon comes out, and he's all like, "It was a setup. They tag teamed me," which is like, it all sounds horrible. And then eventually, what happens is, I'm not going through the whole movie. It would be way too boring. But eventually, what happens is and this is the other thing. The other thing that's really fucked up about this movie, Carol. Nothing gets accomplished, or almost nothing gets accomplished. They litigate this, right? Eventually, and they offer them Jon Voight's people bug his office and everything. They do so many illegal things.
It's well, yeah. Hello, I mean, look at the insurance company, what they do.
Right. It comes out, he finds through detective work and everything. Although we don't get to see the detective work.
No.
All of a sudden, Danny DeVito showing up at a hospital, getting this woman to testify.
Right.
It's very slipshod. It all takes a backseat to the subplot with the abused woman, which is an interesting movie in its own right.
Yeah, I would have liked that movie better.
But it's too shoehorned into this plot. These are two A stories that shouldn't exist in the same movie, I don't think. But anyway, so yeah, he just shows up there and grabs her and everything. And she testifies to the fact that essentially this insurance company's practice is always deny. It doesn't matter, don't even review it, just deny it, the claim. And then it gets passed to other departments and they all deny it, and they eventually want you to just give up.
Right.
They just want to take your money. They don't want to pay out anything.
This particular person, they had denied the claim. It was the 8th time, and they wrote her a letter saying, "We've denied your claim 8 times. You must be stupid, stupid, stupid."
Yeah.
Like, who does that? That's not no insurance. That's the most unrealistic part of the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
That somebody who works at a company and does business would do that.
Yeah, they make this company cartoonishly evil.
Right.
Insurance companies are bastards enough as it is.
Right.
You don't really need to play that up. But, so they figure this out, they discover it and everything. The jury awards them $50 million in damages.
Now, at this point, the guy with leukemia has died.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And
so we're thinking like, yay! They did it. They won the case. $50 million. They get a third of that, so they're going to be able to to use that money not only to live on, but to build up their practice and help more people and everything.
Right.
Turns out the insurance company doesn't have any money really.
Yeah.
They have to file for bankruptcy. They're never going to see a dime of that money, and it was all for nothing.
Well, except here's the thing: is the family of this guy didn't want the money to begin with.
Right.
They wanted them to pay for what they did, and they were going to donate the money to the Leukemia Foundation or whatever.
Right.
So they're just as happy to have put the company out of business.
Yeah, I this is probably even a bigger victory for them than just the money.
Right.
The fact that this company is now destroyed.
Yeah, as it should be.
Yeah, like that's a bigger victory for them. But then these two guys don't get to help more people, for one. And then two, he's just like, every lawyer in the country is talking about me. I think I'll go to teach.
Yeah, he's like, he didn't like it. He doesn't like being a lawyer because they're all like slimy or whatever.
But you weren't.
Right.
You can't help change the system by fighting the good fight.
I guess not. Sounds too hard for him.
Apparently, everyone who has morals should just go into teaching. But that just leaves more snakes for the fucking pit.
Right.
Like, don't you think if other people had thought like you, decided to stick it out with the law, that there would be more good lawyers out there?
You would think.
Ridiculous, Matt Damon.
So the more interesting story, in my opinion, was...
Oh, for sure. It sucks because a courtroom drama I like courtroom dramas for the most part, and a courtroom drama like this with a big insurance company, trying to squish this family and everything, with a surprise Roy Scheider cameo as the CEO at the end. The guy from Jaws. It sounds like it would be a great movie, but it's just boring.
Yeah, but his interactions with Claire Danes were kind of interesting. She is an abused woman, and he's supposed to be trying to sign her as a client, but instead he just gets enamored with her and wants to help her and
wants to have sex with her.
Yeah, basically
he wants to save her because his mother was an abused woman.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a big part of what helped save this. I love Danny DeVito. I love him so much. Absolutely great guy. And this Matt Damon seems like a good actor and everything. And there's Jon Voight, asshole, whatever, but still kind of a good actor. Claire Danes might be, and I'm almost positive she is, the best actor in this movie.
Yeah.
And I think that helps it a lot because she's so good in these she doesn't get a ton of scenes, but in these small interacting scenes with Damon in the hospital, and then in the movie theater, at the jewelry store that she works at. She's so fucking good as an actress, and she very believably plays an abused woman without going to any cliches, without going... It's a very understated performance, but it's so authentic to this character.
She does a great job. But her and Damon end up basically killing her husband.
Yeah, they tag team him.
Because she files for divorce because Matt Damon's like, I'll take care of you, whatever. Like, she doesn't want to do it. She thinks her husband will kill her. But he's like, no, I'll protect you. And then her husband shows up when she's getting her stuff and tries to kill her. And instead, they beat him to death with a baseball bat.
Yeah, well, he beat her with a baseball bat all the time because he was a fucking softball player who apparently loved using this baseball bat.
Yeah.
Just another cartoonishly evil fucking person. And, yeah, this is one of the best fucking room rippings I've seen since maybe Citizen Kane.
Yeah, this was a really good scene.
He fucking tears this house apart like a fucking animal.
He pulled a refrigerator out of the wall and threw it on top of Matt Damon.
He pulled the cabinet out of the wall.
Yeah, it was insane.
Like I'm not talking about like a fucking like freestanding pantry. I mean the hanging cabinets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He pulled those drywall screws right out. And, threw it at him. And Matt Damon came with a gun for whatever fucking reason.
Because he wanted to shoot the asshole. I mean...
Yeah, I think he wanted him to show up.
Oh, yeah, he said that. She said he's going to come after you. He was like, I hope he does.
Yeah.
I think he meant that.
So, the guy... It's self-defense because they're fighting and everything. And the guy ends up getting his gun. Damon gets his bat. And he pulls the gun up to shoot him, and Matt Damon hits him in the head. And it's an R-rated movie, but I was still impressed that in a legal drama, they took the time to get that blood splatter just right against the wall. You could easily not notice it, but being a connoisseur of special effects and stuff like that, I noticed it was, bang, and it was right against the wall. But he was still alive. He was still moving. And Claire Danes is like, leave.
You were never here.
Right. And then I'm thinking like, okay, so what's going to happen? And then as he closes the door, we just hear swinging.
Yeah.
She just finished him off.
So, I'm amazed they said they weren't going to prosecute her because he was already beat. And then she fucking probably caved his head in.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like self-defense when it's that much.
Well, so they could explain it as in, like, a lot of some of his injuries came from himself, like ripping the house apart and everything. But I could see it. I think in real life, it's maybe there's like a 50-50 chance, but I think in real life it's definitely possible they wouldn't prosecute, given the fact that she was recently in the hospital for injuries caused by him. Horrific injuries caused by him. He hit her in the back. She has those fresh injuries on her. The state of the house, which it's clear he did because
she couldn't have done that.
She couldn't have done that.
Right.
And all that stuff, I think that would be enough. If a prosecutor really wanted to go after somebody, they might be able to try a case or whatever. But the prosecutor was probably like, I have all these cases on my desk. This poor woman is not a danger to society.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. And I can really see that happening.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. So, do you think him and her didn't end up together though, did they?
Yeah.
They did.
They did.
Okay.
Yeah, because he stays with the old woman.
Oh yeah, that's so weird too. His will client, he ends up moving into her house.
Yeah, well, to a little apartment behind her house because he was living out of his car.
Yeah,
and The only real flavor we get from her is we find out, or Danny DeVito finds out, that her second husband left her a couple $1,000,000 or something. And through bills, taxes, and some bad investments, he says, it's down to about $40,000, which she probably just has stashed under her mattress or whatever. Her son and daughter-in-law, I believe that's who they were, came from Florida to visit her and are haranguing her, trying to like they're trying to get money out of her. Mm-hmm. And he's the one guy's like, oh, you lawyer or whatever, you changed her will, she changed her will or whatever. And he goes, she's your mom, ask her. And he says, oh, she doesn't say anything. He's like, well, I can't say anything either then, because it's lawyer-client privilege.
Right.
And she gets this big smile on her face, that he's backing her up and everything. And then he implies that she's got a lot of money, though. Mm-hmm. And suddenly they're very nice to her. But then they're only there for that one scene, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
So it's feels like the movie didn't really need it.
No, it was just flavor, like you said. And
it would have been nice if some of the other things in the movie were cut out, or if the movie was, the biggest problem with this movie is just the structure of it. It's you were talking about putting things in a blender earlier.
Right.
It was like somebody took 3 or 4 different plots and just put it in a blender and here's the order. Here's the screenplay order. It was I don't want to say it was a complete mess, but it was messy.
Yeah, it was, and it was just long and boring.
And that's the biggest indictment, is that for as much that was going on that should have been interesting, it wasn't.
No. So, sorry to say, with all these wonderful people involved in this movie, it was kind of a failure, in my opinion.
But it was kind of a failure. But that is the episode for the week, Carol. Why don't you, I don't know, do what you want to do.
So you guys can write us at latefee1994AOL.com.
Yes.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com and share the tapes with your friends.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.